Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today with a really interesting Android TV box right over here, which is the Dynalink Android TV OS Android 10. And yes, Netflix 4K. In terms of specifications, it has the Amlogic S905Y2 with Android TV OS version 10. It has 2 GB of RAM, so really enhanced to be able to do a lot more stuff without having a thing that gets slow and slow. And in terms of storage, it's not that huge, but I do believe that for the regular usage will be more than fine. We will have roughly 4 GB of free storage to play around with stuff. Of course, if we install large games, then that storage will quickly go away, but I believe that this device is not meant for those huge games, and we will talk about that in just a few moments. Now, one of the things that I did test out was the network, and although it's not the fastest one that I've tested so far, it's able to get a quite decent connection over Wi-Fi, and we'll be able, as we'll have the chance to see, to stream all the tests that I've done. One of the things that I do believe that it's very interesting is the design and also the cable, which is nothing new here on the channel, but nonetheless it's a nice touch, and in my opinion this is a setup made to be hidden behind a TV or a display or something that you use right over there. And one of the things that I also find interesting is that the input source for power is a micro USB connection. So if your TV has a USB connection, you just need you can discard the power charger that comes in, and you just need the HDMI cable and then that USB to micro USB cable, and everything will be hidden behind the TV, which is just awesome. If you want to check out more specifications, I will leave a link down below so that you can check everything out. Dolby audio, HDMI access, and all those really nice features. Moving to real world test and starting with YouTube, the playback was very fluid. Have in mind that my screen recorder only goes up to 1080, so although the box has a capability of playing 4K, I did test out 4K without the recording, but when I do record, you will see there 1080. Nonetheless, the results are all in 4K. So if I say that it plays YouTube fluid, it is playing YouTube fluid. I didn't have any issues at all. Also Netflix, we will see on the screen HD, but once I do remove my recorder, you will see that I can play up to 4K without any issues at all. So Netflix is one of the things that most users want, and it plays just fine. I also tested a couple of Iptv services where I've got here available on my country, one of which is Novo TV, which is a great service that we have right over here, and I had no issues at all, capable of streaming any channel, better quality, less quality, and so on and so forth. And I did play around with another one, but doesn't matter for you because it's only available here in Portugal. Lastly, I also played with Kodi, Plex, and MB, and Kodi being the one that consumes a lot more resources, trying to figure out if it's capable of decoding the video codecs that we have, playing 1080 movies, Blu-ray, MKV, H.264 through the net with high bit rate. And I did test out not only samples but real movies, and the result that I got was really awesome. I did have any issues at all. And one of the tests that I usually want to do, and I do, is to fast forward and rewind on Kodi, which usually takes out the bandwidth of any device, and in this particular case it passes the test. So once again, right over here, a great result. So if you are looking for a device for multimedia consumption, I have no issues at all. If you want something with a small form factor, then just great. If you want to play some games, then I've got mixed feelings right over here, but basically this is a device targeted at media, although I do test out gaming performance as well. Now, if you want to play games like Asphalt 8 or Asphalt Extreme, which are games that are a bit on the heavy side, you will have some difficulties, which I do believe that it's not limited by the hardware. I will explain why, but I do believe that it needs a few tweaks on the firmware side, and if Dynalink it's able to do that, then with the firmware they can fix and arrange to, at least for the most popular games, be able to be played. Although I would call your attention to those games are really huge in terms of file size, so if we install one, we will be left with very small space. I also tried games which are not as heavy, like Trials Frontiers, and it played just fine. The only thing that it's not fine is my gaming skills, but that's another story. I also tested out the game which is heavy on the Asphalt 8 level, which is 3D racing, and it was able to play just fine. So this is the reason that I do believe that it's a firmware issue on the side of Asphalt games, but I can't be sure. And lastly, I did a test which is also very useful, and my opinion for years why I do prefer a Android TV box instead of a Chromecast, because these devices have Chromecast built in. Not all of them, but this one has. And you can stream, for example, your iPhone or Android phone screen directly to the TV and share whatever content you want to share, or you can just grab a YouTube video and share to that through the normal Chromecast function that this box has, which is redundant because we also can install YouTube app and watch the video directly there without our phone. So this is a choice that depending on the way that we use. And guys, basically this is it. My opinion is that this is a very small form factor with an interesting hardware and software right over here. Android TV OS version 10 working really smoothly right over here on a small form factor that we can hide behind the TV with a really nice experience in terms of media consumption. And if that's your target, then I have no issues in recommending these. If you want something to play more demanding games, then probably this would not be my choice. We would have to go for an NVIDIA Shield or something like that, which is a lot more expensive than this device, and for the price the link will be down below. Guys, hopefully this video was helpful in some way, and if it was, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated right over here. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.